Graph and Hammer, man. We in the building. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is, man. This is the Graphic and Hammer show. I am one of your hosts, Graphic Raider. I also got my little bro Hammer's house in the building. What's good, bro?
Raider Nation, Tribal Chief is in the building. I know you guys have not heard from me since Monday. I'm sorry, since Thursday night, really, in terms of this draft. But do me a favor, y'all.
Acknowledge me.
You are acknowledged, kind sir. Salute to the chat. You are acknowledged as well. Make sure you guys break them thumbs, wipe them feet, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. There's a lot to talk about today. You guys were live with me for about 20 hours during the draft. Today's more about little bro getting his opinion on how this draft went, but also, I give my take on these UDFAs, man. There's a couple gems that we picked up as UDFAs, a few names that I really want to talk about most, Melo Dodson and Zachary Franklin. We'll get there though, man. But all in all, man, once again, salute to the chat, you guys. Once again, wipe them feet, keep us in the algorithm, and also hit that subscribe button. How are you feeling about this draft, man? I mean, we covered day one together at Shillmore. You had some stuff you had to do, day two, day three. I know we talked a lot on the phone about how we felt about these picks. The nation hasn't got a chance to hear from you, man. How are you feeling about what we did in this year's 2025 NFL draft?
Fucking fantastic. Look, last year's draft, incredibly solid, did not get a quarterback. Yeah. But we got 3 fucking starters as a result of that draft.
Yeah.
We got a running back we absolutely needed, and we pretty much killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We got best player available and a huge position of need for us with Ashton Genty. Was incredibly happy about it. The trading back twice, not once, but twice.
Love it.
We got Jack Beck, a receiver that both of us had talked about, a guy that we had in our mock drafts, a guy that we had on our radar for quite some time. Mm-hmm. We shored up the offensive line tremendously, which was something I was just like, we really went all in on the trenches. And we know Spytek is a trenches guy. I definitely believe that Tom Brady did have his hands in that as well, because obviously it all went down for him in the trenches, those guys protecting our quarterback. So everything to me, very, very solid. Can I give you a grade?
Well, let's do this player by player, and this is just preseason, right? We don't know what they're going to look like in year one. We don't know how much reps they're truly going to get. I know the first 3 picks I'm expecting a lot of, even our 4th round pick, and we're going to talk about him in a second as well. Salute to Dante Thornton Jr. For those who do not know, he will be on the show Friday. He's excited, man, to talk to the nation. So if you guys are around, I believe 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, our rookie out of Tennessee, the speedster, the fastest player in the NFL draft, 6'5", big body, averaged over 21 a clip, led the nation in yards after the catch, will be on the show this Friday. So get your questions together before we do this show Friday. Make sure you come in prepared and make sure to, give a nice welcome to the nation with Dante Thornton Jr. But Jack Besh, this is a guy, once again, like you said, we're really high on out of TCU, a guy that not only can play in the slot, 6'1", 6'2", can play on the boundary a lot. This is a guy that's going to provide some versatility for you, not only, as a wide receiver, but in a blocking game as well. He does all the dirty work. Sure hands, only missed 1 football last season. A guy that is another yak monster, yards after the catch. He's going to eat up the middle of the field with Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. How do you feel about that pickup, man?
I'm very happy with it. there are some things that he does need to work on, but his hands incredibly efficient. His route running skills, he's effective inside and out. You could throw this dude in the slot.
Yep.
The only thing right now, he needs to refine his route running against press coverage. He's got to be able to get off of press as quickly as possible. But all in all, very solid receiver that we absolutely needed to address this lack of depth at the receiver position for us right now.
And I love the pick, and I think that this was one of my favorite, most underrated wide receivers in this year's class. Senior Bowl MVP. Everybody knows the story about his brother. He's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, man. This is a guy, lunch pail type football player. Everything's football. Christian man. He's going to come in and ball out for us from day one. Love that pick. I gave that an A. Then we go right here to Darien Porter. So a lot of us in the nation said Za Frazier, big body guy. We get in the later rounds. We even talked about Benjamin Morrison, Siobhan Revel, who ended up going to the Dallas Cowboys. I think Benjamin Morrison went to the Tampa Bay Bucks. But this is a kid that, once again, just like Richard Sherman, right? Former wide receiver in Stanford, played 1 year a corner. Well, we did the same thing with Darien Porter, 6'3" corner out of Iowa State, 195. This is such a Pete Carroll pickup, man. What do you think about bringing in the big body corner out of Iowa State, Darien Porter?
6'4", 205. Exceptional athleticism. And you just mentioned, like, this is a former receiver turned corner. He's got a high ceiling due to his versatility, but right now, the limited experience at corner is what really scares me. Mm-hmm. I really look at him being like a developmental project. Like, he has potential to excel on special teams, like, to start, and then we just take it from there. But it kind of scares me, the very limited time playing corner. So.
And that's what freaked me out when we were doing the mock drafts as well. I took him in a few mocks, but I was worried about, just the experience that he had at the collegiate level and how it would pan out. But once again, you got Pete Carroll in the building, who's done this time and time again, specifically with Richard Sherman, who ended up being an all-pro guy, won a chip out there in Seattle. So he's in good hands out there with Pete Carroll and Patrick Graham. Love the pickup. Once again, a little bit developmental. It's going to take some time to put it all together, but we have the right people in the building to make that happen. So you go right here to a 98, right? And we take a offensive lineman, like you said. We hit the trenches. This is a kid that we both took in a ton of mocks. 6'4", 312, Texas Tech Red Raider. Another Red Raider going to the silver and black. You love to see it. What's your thoughts on Caleb Rogers here? This is a guy that can start for you in due time. This is a guy that's going to come in and, once again, a developmental guy. It's going to take some time to get him out there, but I can see him in another 2 years, tops 3 years, that could potentially start for you on that O-line. How are you feeling about, once again, Caleb Rogers?
Big body is 6'5", but a guy that I would like to see put on at least another 15 to 20 pounds, especially for the offensive line for us. Solid footwork, durable. He has more than 40 starts in college. He needs to improve his strength against power rushers. He provides a competition along the trenches right now as we go into camp. He's definitely going to be a guy that's going to compete for a spot, but he definitely needs to work on that strength against power rushers. And, we have a lot of those in our division.
Yeah. And once again, this is a guy that'll probably play guard at the next level, played a ton of tackle at Texas Tech. But another guy that's going to provide you some versatility and play in and out. And in another year or so, we'll definitely provide some use once again on that O-line. Another guy, man, this could be one of the steals of the draft here, Hammer. I've seen this guy go as early as the second round. The latest I seen this guy go in most mock drafts was in the third round, and a lot of it's because it's a small school, William and Mary. The 6'4", 311-pound Charles Grant. This is a guy, man, that I expect him to be a starter in another year or so. How do you feel about bringing him in? I know you took your notes. Once again, I'm just throwing alley-oop and you dunk that shit. How do you feel about tackle Charles Grant, William and Mary at 99?
6'4", 305. Went to an FCS school. He was an FCS standout. He's athletic with quick feet. He has a really high football IQ, but transitioning from the FCS to the NFL, that's going to be very, very interesting. He's another one that's he's a developmental prospect. He has the potential to contribute in the future, like you said. let's see how this is another kid. Like I'm looking forward to preseason and see what he does.
There you go. As we continue down the draft, going from 99 to round 4, you know, it was kind of interesting. We took a wide receiver there in the second round. I didn't think that we would double dip this quick, but we went and got a guy in. One second, real quick. My apologies. Babe, I'm live. I'll call her back. Well, salute to my beautiful wife. At 108, we go ahead and get our ex-receiver, Dante Thornton Jr. out of Tennessee. Ran a 4.3 40, 6'5". This is a kid that didn't get a ton of reps at Tennessee, but averaged over 21 yards per carry. Or per reception. This dude is a monster speedster. There's a lot of knack on his game because of the way Tennessee ran their offense, right? The route tree. And I'm going to talk about that on Friday. When you watch him at Oregon, it was a little different. His route tree was a little bit more expanded, but that's like the only knock that I've gotten with Dante Thornton Jr. was that, you know, the route tree was limited out there in Tennessee, but this is a guy that's 205, 6'5", a guy that gets a lot of comparisons to DK Metcalf and those big body speedsters coming out. What do you think about our pick, round 4, 108, Dante Thornton Jr. out of Tennessee?
Blazing speed with a 4.3 40, rare size combination between his size and speed. He's a deep threat. He has huge deep threat capability. He needs to improve his route running precision and consistency. Like they have him. The biggest insight that I took away from this draft pick, he was the Al Davis pick.
Yep.
The athletic traits, the potential to stretch defenses. That is an Al Davis pick. So
can you imagine, man? And we talked about this the other day at the on the show, little bro, about, you know, Brock, Mayer, Jacoby, Besh just eating up the middle of the football field. You know what I mean? And then you got Genty and company and Raheem Mostert. And you have 2 players now with Trey Tucker and Thornton that can stretch the field on the boundary, man. This is going to be a fun offense to watch. Pick your poison. The only thing I can say with Thornton, that some of those deep safety looks may give him some trouble, you know what I mean? Because it kind of limits his speed, the speed factor, but I'm okay with that, man. I think this dude is going to be phenomenal at the next level. And once again, he has a guy in Geno that can throw the deep ball. So it's going to be fun watching Geno find this kid deep on a 9 route time and time again. I'm expecting him to have a ton of production here very, very soon. Salute to Louis G, Hammer and Graph. Raiders! Salute to my guy on the $5 special. Salute to Brandon as well. Lots of picks with high ceilings and coachability, man. You love to see it, Brandon. This is facts, man. Salute to you on the $2 special as well. We go over here to 135. We finally addressed the defensive line. Get some help in the interior of that defensive line. We add defensive tackle Tonka Hemingway out of South Carolina. This is a guy that me and you took a few times in our mock draft as well. This is the interesting pick right here. They have him at 284 on the Raiders site, 6'2". This is a guy that, you know, I look at as a 3-tech at the next level. I know some people are looking at him as a nose, but I look at him as a 3-tech. What do you think about him? Some of his tape is fun to watch. This dude looks like he could potentially be a steal here at 135 as well.
Very, very versatile defensive lineman. You can put him multiple positions on the line. That's the one thing I'm incredibly excited about. You can plug and play this kid. Like, look, you could even throw him on the edge if Kuntz needs a rinse. He needs to develop. He's another one that needs to develop in the pass rushing, but he just needs to develop a move. Like he needs that's one strong power move. He adds depth and flexibility to our defensive line. He just needs that one move. And I'm not necessarily saying he's going to find it or develop it in year 1. A lot of these defensive linemen that come into the NFL, it normally takes 1 full season for them. Once they get into year 2, they get that one power move and it's a fucking wrap. Yeah. So I'm here for it. This was a guy we both had drafted several times. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. I'm looking at this list right now and I'm looking at the back-to-back picks. And you and I were talking yesterday. I sent you a couple of screenshots from mock drafts I did as far back as December. You got back-to-back guys that I had in mocks. And I'm just like, this can't be real right now.
Salute to Isaiah. He said, Tonka probably can play 3-4 defensive end as well. This dude's going to provide a ton of versatility on the defensive line, man. And once again, we're going to call him Tonka Truck moving forward. That is the Tonka Truck. I'm hoping that he can make this roster, man, and add some definite depth. We need some depth there at defensive tackle, man. So I love the pickup. Let's keep it moving, man. We go down to round 6, pick 180. This is the guy that, we kind of double dip at defensive tackle here. He's not your traditional defensive tackle. The guy can play some fullback. We've seen it. If you guys haven't got an opportunity, go look at some of his old Miss tape. You get in the goal line and you can hand him the ball off. This dude is a fucking stud, bro. 6'2", 309. JJ, I always butcher his name. Is it Pagis? I think it's JJ Pagis. Defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. Another guy, when you go look at his, you turn the tape on, this is very, very fun to watch. I can already imagine him, in the backfield with GT in goal line situations, or Raheem Mostert, and him just out there blocking away, or even handing him the rock and just watch him go. This is like our William Refrigerator Perry in a sense. What do you think about?
You could use him for a fucking tush push every once in a while too. Like, look, this dude was a former tight end turned defensive lineman.
Yeah.
So he has the athleticism. He has a potential to contribute, like you said, on offense in short yardage situations. He's still refining defensive techniques. That's the con on him right now, but he's a unique player who can serve multiple positions for this team, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. And his teammates loved him. I heard that he's a very high character guy. This is something this is a trend in this draft, Hammer. I mean, I'm looking at, I've done my homework on all these guys, and I've looked at all the quotes from their former coaches, former teammates, high character football players and guys that love to play football. Jack Besh, Dante Thornton Jr., JJ, Tonka, all these guys, man. The two tackles, or let me say the two offensive linemen, and Caleb Rogers and, Charles. This is going to be fun to watch, man. And once again, you guys, I don't think that this is a draft where we can expect all these guys to be instant guys. Okay. It's going to take some time, from that 4th round on up. There's going to be some developmental talent there. I think personally, Darien Porter is going to be a first-year guy. I think he's going to get out there in camp, and I think that he's going to show signs of being potentially one of those guys to start for us opposite of Jacorian Bennett.
Wow.
I do. And may even be looked at over Eric Stokes, a kid that was phenomenal coming out of Georgia, has dealt with a ton of injuries at the NFL level. But I think Darien Porter, man, if Pete and Patrick Graham can get to him quick, this can be an instant starter. I'm looking at this situation like last year, round 1, round 2, round 3, Brock Bowers, JPJ, DJ Glaze. I can see this be a situation where we have 3 guys back to back that are going to be starters for us, instant guys to put up production for us. And then some of these other guys, we're going to have to be a little bit more patient with, even though I do think that Dante Thornton Jr. can be a stud for us for day one, because he has a specific skill set. They're going to send him out there. Just take the fucking ceiling off the defense. Just take the top off the defense. That's it. Just go out there, allow your speed to play for you, and he's going to go out there and ball. He's going to get certain looks, but I'm just hoping that he doesn't get limited reps like he did at Tennessee. Because once again, 21.3, 21.5 yards per catch? That's insanity. You got to find a way to get him to rock.
Bro, put that work in throughout training camp. Fucking showcase yourself in the preseason. I've said this before, and this was somebody that gave me these valuable words of advice when I was playing ball in Florida years ago. Shout out to Brandon Phillips. Do your job so nobody has the opportunity to take your crown. You got this, kid.
I love it. Salute to John, my guy, Chef in the building. It's been a while. I got to show love to Hammer with all that silver showing in the hair. Laugh out loud. Salute to Chef, my guy, with the $5 special. Salute to our dog, Rube, always coming through and blessing us as well. The defensive line are definitely Pete picks. Tonka reminds me of Michael Bennett. JJ played at 325 at Ole Miss. He could play nose. Pete likes short DTs in the 320 range. Reminds me of Jaron Reed or Puna Ford.
Holla, city of squalor.
Talk that shit, Rube. You love to see it. Salute to my guy on the $10 holla. Now, this is where we got a little weird, got a little crazy later on in the draft, because everybody was freaking out. Shedeur was dropping down boards, went in the 5th. We passed on him a ton of times, right? And everybody was like, oh, well, Quinn Ewers is going to be the pick. Will Howard's going to be the pick here soon. And we chose to pass up on them several times as well. We go get a guy that out of Montana State that this is Tom Brady written all over it, little bro. This is a situation where we bring in a guy, played a ton of quarterbacks, converting to wide receiver, Julian Edelman-esque. This to me has Tom Brady's fingerprints all over. We bring in a guy that played a ton at Montana State, proven winner, can be that emergency third quarterback if need be. But with him converting to wide receiver, I think we're gonna see this kid play a ton in the slot. We're gonna get a little creative with Chip Kelly in this system. How do you feel about Tommy Mlette, the kid out of Montana State?
6 foot, 200 pounds, dual threat quarterback. He has athleticism and great leadership qualities. He's likely to transition to receiver though.
Yeah. They already labeled him as a receiver.
Yeah, he's a project player with potential to develop into like a solid weapon. And yeah, like this is Tom Brady had his hands all over it. This is your prototypical shifty white guy that New England was infamous for having for so many years. Like he's going to be that guy. Yeah.
And I think that Chip Kelly and Tom Brady both were salivating at this pick because Chip wants to get very creative on the offensive side of the ball this upcoming season. And I think that this is a guy that's going to provide you a ton of versatility. Salute to full Chris, touchdown, Tommy. It's going to be a good kick returner, man. I'm hoping that we can see him, Dylan, a few of these guys out there returning kicks. And I'm going to tell you guys today, I spoke to Dylan today. We were texting earlier, and he said he is fucking hyped because I hit him up and said, man, this offense is going to be fun to watch, man. And he's hyped up as well. But yes, Chris, it's going to be fun watching this kid return kicks. Dude has wheels. What did he run? Like a 4? What was it? Like a 4.3.4? I don't know. What was it? A 4? I forgot what it was. He's fast as shit. I mean, first ever Walter Payton Award winner at MSU. MSU's first ever Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete Award winner in 2023. He's FCS's Offensive Player of the Year, Walter Camp FCS Player of the Year, named first team FCS All-American quarterback by every selecting team. This dude had a phenomenal year with Montana State. 43 rushing TDs, 3,500 rushing yards, 5,800 passing yards, 53 passing TDs. I mean, this dude was tremendous for Montana State. And who would have thought, you guys, that we would be happy? 4.39. There you go, Joseph. It's crazy, a 4.39. But who would have thought at the end of the draft we'd be saying we took a guy out of Boise State, Montana State, and what is it, North Dakota State with Cam Miller? The next guy we're going to talk about took a lot of small school guys. And we're going to talk about these UDFAs as well. A ton of those guys could potentially make their way onto this roster as well. But I initially was a little confused by this pick, and then I seen that they were converting him to wide receiver. I did some more homework on him, and I was like, okay, I like the move right here. They're getting creative. And this is, once again, late in the draft. This is where you want to just – you're drafting for potential at this point, right, Hammer? You're just trying to find some guys that could potentially make this roster and add some value in any which way. So
absolutely,
I'm not mad about it with Tommy Mlette. And then right here, a kid that I'm going to be honest, I wasn't that high on from day one. I know he's a proven winner. I know he's won a ton of games out there at North Dakota State. This guy was this past year, invited to the Shrine Bowl. I got a chance to cover him there. He was the 2024 Walter Payton Award finalist. He was second there. 2023 Walter Payton finalist. He finished 11th. This dude had a really big season last year for North Dakota State. FCS National Championship quarterback with title wins over Montana State in 2021 and in 2024. Part of the 2 Missouri Valley Football Conference Championships in 2021 and 2024. Started the final 54 consecutive games of his career after taking over the starting job midway through the 2021 season. This is Cam Miller, a guy that is an athlete, 212, 6'1". Once again, a proven winner. Another trend here, bringing in a guy that has done nothing but win, like Tommy Mlette. How do you feel about this pickup right here with Cam?
Didn't have much on him from the homework I did do. He was not a guy that I really had much on, if anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, the dude, you look, he has a track record. He does. I mean, he's a winner. That's all you can really say. Offensive Player of the Year, led the nation in passing efficiency, 180.1, was second in the FCS with a school record 73.5 completion percentage, and ranked third in the FCS with the league high 33 touchdown passes. So, I mean, the dude's a stud. I wasn't really sold on what I seen at the Shrine Bowl, but once again, it's the Shrine Bowl. It's practice week. You know what I mean? There's only so much you can go off of, but I was just kind of enamored more by Kyle McCord out there, watching him play at the quarterback spot than Cam Miller, Brady Cook, and those other guys that were out there. But, you know, who am I, man? You know what I mean? Hey, the scouts were out there. Lenny, salute to my guy, Lenny, one of the lead scouts for the Raiders, was out there covering this guy very, very close. Salute to our scouting department doing their thing out there. S. says Cam Miller ran a 4.8. Mm-hmm. He's an athletic dude. This is a guy that is a developmental type guy. You know, at this point, if we don't bring in a veteran, I'm assuming that he's going to be fighting for a roster spot. You know what I mean? I think at this point, which is going to kind of take away from how I felt initially, looks like Aiden O'Connell may make this roster, man. You know what I mean? He may be the backup, you know, to Geno Smith going into the season, unless one of these guys make a ton of noise at training camp. But
he better get in the building and get his shit together quick. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, man, you know, and then we took a guy right here that I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know he was still available when we took him. Linebacker, finally addressed the linebacker position late at 222, 236 pounds, 6'2". This is a stud linebacker out of Minnesota, Cody Lindenberg, another guy that we've took a few times in a few mock drafts. What's your thoughts on Cody Lindenberg here in the 7th round of 222?
Has the experience. He's a solid tackler, but he's going to be an instant special teams contributor. He lacks coverage skills. He provides depth for us at the linebacker position, but again, he's going to be an immediate special teams guy.
Yeah, I can see it. And I'm hoping that, you know, he can potentially make this roster, but I have high hopes for Tommy Eichenberg. I guess I'm the last person in the world that still believes that Tommy Eichenberg can make some noise. But right now, if we have to name our starters at the linebacker spot. Is it Devin White and Landon Roberts? Are those the two guys that you're starting there at the linebacker spot? Or is it Amari, you know, Gainer? It could be Amari Burney. You know, who do you have out there at the linebacker spot?
I would love for it to be White and Gainer, but I probably going to go with the vets.
Okay. That is our 2025 draft class, you guys. Once again, I think that these guys hit this draft out the ballpark. I know there were a few reaches. I think that we could have got Caleb Rogers a little later. But hey, if they were high on him there, I'm not against it. I think that Cam Miller, I think potentially you could have got him as a UDFA, but they didn't want to wait anymore. There was starting to be a little run on quarterbacks there. They took him. So, you know, a few reaches in my eyes, but when you trade back twice and you pick up a bunch of extra draft capital, you know, you can afford to do that. And they went out and got guys that fit the mold of what they're trying to do moving forward. So I'm excited. I give this an A draft. I think we're going to have 3 starters from jump. Once again, 1 at corner, 1 at wide receiver, and Jack Besh. And also, of course, Ashton Genty. And then we're going to see where we got Dante Thornton Jr. Once again, I want to see them utilize him more than just being kind of a gadget, just deep threat. I want to see more out of him. But I thought this was a solid A draft from Pete Carroll, you know, from Tom Brady, from John Spytek. These guys hit this one out the park. So to T4, Greedy Vance, UDFA is a baller. I've known him since a kid. Salute to my guy T4. We're going to talk about that right here in a second as well, man. Salute. How you doing, son? Salute. My boys just got home from school. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, we got 1,100 people. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. You already know, break them thumbs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. We went over to Tommy Mlette, went over Cam Miller, talked about Jack Besh, Dante Thornton. Now, right here is pretty much the updated UDFAs. Salute to Silver and Black Pride. They have them all on one website. We're going to start here with Utah wide receiver Dorian Singer. He received a rookie invite. This is according to the Draft Network's Justin Melo. Georgia Southern offensive tackle Dominique Boyd. This is via Scout. Illinois wide receiver Zachary Franklin. I love this pickup. He was on my big board. You know, with the wide receivers, I think he had over 600 yards receiving last year. He was like that 1-2 punch with Pat Bryant out there in Illinois. This is a guy that can be potentially your 4th, 5th, 6th receiver. I think he's going to find a spot here on this team. Zachary Franklin, you guys keep an eye out on him. SMU defensive tackle Anthony Booker. This is via SMU UDFA for the Raiders. We asked some more defensive tackle help. Lamar running back Kalon Griffin received a rookie mini camp invite. This is via Lamar University. Once again, I was kind of shocked that we didn't take a second running back. We waited until, you know, some UDFAs, but we do have a pretty deep room right now. We have a ton of running backs. But James Madison, cornerback Jordan Taylor. This is via Tashawn Reed. Indiana linebacker Jalen Walker. This is an interesting name. And if you turn on the tape with him, little bro, homework today, bro. Check out this kid.
Oh, I looked.
Indiana linebacker Jalen Walker, stud.
He has got great instincts as a linebacker.
Yeah.
This is definitely a depth addition. Like, I really would love to see him make this roster.
Me too, man. Maybe it's going to be interesting to see if some of these guys can find one of those spots. UNLV quarterback Haji Malik Williams received a rookie minicamp invite. You love to see this. Keep it in-house. UNLV quarterback. Dude is a dual threat, can use his legs. He's another guy that's really, really fun to watch. And hey, man, who's to say that you can't find a spot on the back of this roster? I don't know. I look at him initially as more of a practice squad guy if he does make this team, but he's fun to watch. He is fun to watch. Old Dominion. Go ahead, brother. You got something on him?
Developmental prospect. It's probably going to be a guy that's going to be on the practice squad.
Yeah, there you have it. Old Dominion fullback Pat Conroy, another guy that can come in and add some value there. Fullback is clear cut, you guys. We are going to run the football a ton. USC DB Greedy Vance. This is another one. Pete Carroll dips into that USC bag and goes over here and gets a DB in Greedy Vance and a corner in John Humphrey, another guy from USC. So we double dipped there in the UDFA pool and bring in two solid DBs from USC. We're going to see where these guys fit in the grand scheme of things. Arkansas safety, Hudson Clark. This is via the Dallas News, Calvin Watkins. So we had some safety help potentially there. Wake Forest defensive tackle Kevin Pointer received a rookie invite as well. Air Force safety, back-to-back years, man. Trey, I know Trey is happy about this one. Air Force safety Camby Goff received a rookie invite via Aaron Wilson. We got Baylor defensive lineman Trevon May, I believe that's what it is, via Jordan Schultz. This is a guy that has some fun tape too. And you know what? We're going to do more breakdowns on these guys as the off season kind of continues to roll on. Townsend tight end Carter Runyon. This was via Scout that I seen him put it out there. Iowa State offensive lineman Jared Hufford. This is via the Iowa State's X Twitter account. This is one of my favorite pickups right here. Kansas cornerback Melo Dodson. This dude, man, is a baller. I got an opportunity to watch him very close at the Shrine Bowl. Last year, first team all Big 12, tied for fourth in the FBS with 5 picks, tied for the team lead with 7 pass breakups, set a school record with 4 picks returned for touchdowns, tied single season school record with 2 interceptions returned for TDs, started all 12 games, 49 tackles, tackle for a loss, and a forced fumble. This is a guy that has Pete Carroll written all over him as well. 6'1", 192, one of those kind of lengthy kind of corners that I think Pete Carroll can eventually develop into something. I'm not going to say he's going to be a starter from day one. I would be lying to you guys, but this is a guy that has value written all over him, potential written all over him, and could be a stud for us for years to come. What do you think about the addition of Melo Dodson out of Kansas?
Melo's a ball hawk, man. Yeah, and he has a knack for creating turnovers and disrupting passes. Quick reflexes, great hands.
Yeah,
a great amount of confidence in man coverage, but he needs to improve on his tackling and he needs to add a little bulk, just a little bit.
Yeah,
but like his playmaking ability, he could definitely earn a role in the nickel packages. Absolutely.
Agreed. Salute to Melo Dodson. I just reached out to him too. I'm hoping to get him on the show here soon. Salute to Virginia Tech's offensive tackle Parker Clements. He is also a UDFA the Raiders picked up. Baylor linebacker Matt Jones. This is via Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. Brought another linebacker in from Baylor to come in and see if we can add some additional help in that room. And Minnesota edge Ja Joyner. This is an interesting player as well. Didn't really get too much edge help here, but they must love what we already have in the building. But this is a guy that could potentially, bare minimum be on the practice squad or be a guy at the bottom of the depth chart there as an edge rusher. And this was via Vinny B of the Las Vegas Review-Journal. So those are the UDFAs up to this point, you guys. We'll keep you guys in tune with more. You know what? There was a few more, though. I think that we didn't talk about. Let me Let me go over to my Instagram real quick.
Some of the names that you mentioned, there were a couple that I wasn't too familiar with, but I can go through a list of like the
Jeremy James, offensive lineman out of Ole Miss. So we did back into the Ole Miss bag, got another offensive lineman there. And then also there was one more player that I shared earlier. Another defensive lineman, I believe. Yeah, Jafari Harvey, SMU. So another guy that could potentially add some value there in the defensive line. So we got a ton of guys coming in, man, to try and make this roster. I like what we did in that UDFA class, and we potentially aren't done yet. There's still a bunch of value out there with UDFAs. But let me ask you, man, do you think that we look for another running back here soon, or do you just think that we run with Genty, Raheem Mostert, Zeus, Dylan, Sincere? Well, I know Zeus may not make this roster, but we got Chris Collier. We have a few other guys on this roster that are still there. But do you think that we're done at the running back position? Because I thought we would have double dipped, and we didn't.
I think for now we're good. I think for now we're good. And like the complete overview of this draft for us was an emphasis on offensive talent to support that run heavy scheme that we're looking forward to seeing.
Yeah.
High upside of athletes with versatility, high character for a lot of these guys. That was one thing that they wanted more than anything else. We addressed that key need by getting Genty. We got receivers that we needed. My concern right now is like the limitation on immediate impact players on defense, like specifically corners and linebackers. Like we drafted several developmental prospects. They may require time to contribute, but overall, I still think this was a very, very solid draft.
And I think, Joseph, I think that was the name that I forgot, right? Was it Anthony Booker Jr., the nose tackle? I know we brought it in the nose as well as a UDFA. So we'll make sure, once again, to do our homework on a few of these guys and maybe even do some tape, break down some tape on some of these guys as well.
That is not his name, bro.
Salute to Rube. Before John Humphrey was at SC, he was at UCLA with a chip, where he was a walk-on and started with 5 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles from the slot, 6'2", 200. And salute to Rube. He actually DM'd me this yesterday on Instagram. This is an interesting kid that could potentially help us there in the slot. So salute to Rube, my dog. Appreciate you on the $5 special. Shock says Zamir White MVP incoming. Talk that shit, my brother.
Yeah, more like MVW, most valuable water boy. Get out of here with that.
Joseph, I don't think that we look at Hilton there. He's up there in age. He's probably the best slot corner available left in free agency. What is he, like 31, 32 years old? He's a little older now. I don't think they go that route. And I know a lot of people are still talking about Asante Samuel Jr. I don't think that that's even on the menu for us. Okay. But we shall see. But is there any players now that we're done with this draft and we kind of see where we're going, with the direction of where we're going, is there any players left? Because I seen who was it? Elijah Moore is having a visit with Buffalo, so they may bring him in. They need some more additional wide receiver help out there. They kind of loaded up on defense in Buffalo.
My guy is still out there right now in Isaiah Bond.
Yeah,
I know the situation, but apparently this situation, like these allegations, are some false accusations.
Did you see the text messages that were released?
When were those released?
It was. I got to find him on Twitter.
It seems like this person is trying to extort him.
Well, it sounded like and this is just speculation, you guys.
Right.
With the text messages, and this was on several different websites where I read this, that he offered her $1,000 to be quiet when he left the house.
Bro, you got an NIL deal and you only offered $1,000?
Yeah. And then they were going back and forth. She was saying she was hurt and and he was doing some stuff that she didn't ask for him to do and so on and so forth. There's a reason why he was not drafted. And to be honest, man, it looks as though he may be waiting a long time to find a job. Man. It's only a matter of time. He's a Kansas City Chief. You know how this shit goes. you already know, man. You already know. But yeah, it's definitely, Isaiah, a band, bro. That's what he thought of Shorty, a band. It's nasty work out here in these streets, man. Yes, and Big Al, I want to say that too, man. I hate that people kind of put that. I don't know if DC did it himself, but his wife just had a miscarriage. They just lost a kid. They were trying for another one. So Derek Carr, prayers going out to you and the family, man, and hopefully you guys, find comfort with each other in this crazy time, man, that you guys are dealing with, man. So salute to DC. And I love that he went to a church, I believe, yesterday and kind of talked about his shoulder. I don't know if you've seen that snippet, but the shoulder thing is real, you guys. It's real. And it's not something he made up to try and escape out of New Orleans and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, prayers going out to DC, man. Let me see. Get some comments in the comment section, you guys. There's also another report dropped today that Miami's still trying to move Jalen Ramsey. We still have a ton of draft capital. I mean, for next year, we have a ton of money, salary right now. I'm just saying. I mean, you can still find a way to get Jalen if you want to.
Nope, not with what he is owed over the next couple of years. I'm not doing it.
Well, apparently there's an out in his contract. I think there's only like $16-17 million guaranteed left on that contract.
No,
bring it up. Bring it up if you can. Look up his contract.
Somebody put those numbers up a while back, and I think like even not this coming season, but the following season, he's owed like $36 million or something like that. Like, I'm not taking that chance, bro.
Let me see. I don't know
why.
I
give them a 6. Put it down.
Hey man, take it. Jalen Ramsey contract. Salute once again to everybody here in the building. As always, appreciate you guys for rocking with us. So he signed a 3-year, $73 million deal. And next year, the cap hit is 16.6. I'm looking at the guaranteed. So $16.6 million this year. That's the cap. But that's a ton of dead cap for the Miami Dolphins, $49 million.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so he's due 25 mil in 2026, 26 in 2027, and then 36 in 2028. But once again, I think that there was only 20 something of that was guaranteed of that 72 million. Yeah, 24.2 was guaranteed. So it's not a ton of guaranteed money on the books, bro. Like you could definitely send him a mid-round pick and bring him in and have him be a guy for you the next 2-3 years or 2 years. So I mean, hey, something to keep an eye on. Let me see. Once again, you guys, appreciate y'all for rocking. Get a few questions in. We're not gonna be long. We're not gonna be live too long today, you guys. I got a lot going on over here at the house. Just wanted to come on and kind of give you our take on what we got going on, our thought process on the UDFAs and this complete draft class. Rube says Jalen's contract isn't bad. Miami restructured his deal, so no matter what, Miami has to pay the dead cap. Nothing to do with us. There you go. Salute to Rube.
Not our monkey, not our circus.
Salute to Westwood. Well, Jair makes no sense. And Hammer just disappeared. That's crazy.
I'm here.
Okay. Jair has not played a ton of football. He's missed a ton these last 2 seasons. I think, how many games has he missed? Like 17 games the last 2 years or some wild shit. At this point, do you really want to move some draft capital to bring in an often injured Jair Alexander? I know he's a former all-pro type player, but I think at this point, what are you getting out of him at this point?
Not enough.
Yeah, he seems disgruntled out there. I know he wants to get out of, Green Bay and probably play elsewhere, but he's been hurt a ton. So, let me see. Salute to my guy, Laker from 916, Iraq in the building. Salute to my guy, man. All right. Once again, you guys, we do have a few shows coming up this week. I'm going to plug away real quick. We do have the AFC West show. Me, Jake, Darcy, Ben will be live at some point this week breaking down all 4 teams from the AFC West draft class. So stay tuned for that. We're working on locking in the date potentially this week with Charles Woodson. So stay tuned. We may have the GOAT on here very, very soon. If not this week, we'll probably more than likely lock it in for next week. I want his opinion on this draft and what the Raiders have done. And then, yes, Dante Thornton Jr. will be live with us Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So once again, stay tuned for that. Josh says, Gene T's about to put on the show. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, let me ask you this, and I've been asked this a ton of times. Fantasy-wise, where are you taking Ashton Genty?
I'm looking at this dude to put up some serious numbers in his rookie campaign. He might be the first running back I take. That might be my first-round pick. Sorry.
I agree. I think that he can be one of those ones, and I would take him on my first pick as well. I mean, there's only a few other guys that I would take a look at the running back position. At this point, what, Saquon?
Saquon, Henry.
I mean, Henry at this point. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. I
mean, there's not too many guys. I'd definitely take he says Genty's a second rounder. Oh, hell no, bro.
What?
I'm taking Genty in the first. Genty's going to be a first-round guy. Are you worried about what that O-line looks like right now with bringing in pretty much two developmental guys in Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant?
It's funny that you asked that because last night I was messing around with one of the overlays doing the our starting offense. So I'm going to take myself off the screen for a sec, and I'm going to show you guys what the potential starting lineup could be for us this coming season. Hold on one sec.
While you do that and Hammer just disappears, that shit's crazy.
It's dope.
That shit is fire. No cap.
Hold on. Where is it?
Chat, what do you want to do with the rest of the money that we have at our disposal? We still have a shit ton of money left available, salary cap available to work, free agency, potentially bring some of our guys back. At this point, man, I'm kind of looking at Colton Miller and Jacoby Myers and trying to figure out if you can bring these guys back.
So look at this again and tell me what you guys think. And I want to hear what you think about this as well. But Nation, take a look at what this potential starting lineup could be for our offense this season. You got Gino, obviously, to start at quarterback.
Yep.
Left to right, you got Miller, Kappa, JPJ, Parham, and Glaze. And then you got Genty, Jacoby, Trey, Brock, and Mayer.
Well, you have Mayer there. It's got to be Besh, right?
It's probably going to be Beck. But, you know, that whole thing last year when they were trying to have a lot of the two tight end sets, like, yeah.
Okay. I think that Besh starts over Tucker.
We'll see.
I mean, you know, Tucker's still going to get a ton of work out there, but I think honestly it's going to be Jacoby, Besh, Bowers, Genty. Yeah.
Yeah, Ian said Beck is receiver 1B. Damn,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree. Let me see. Yeah, Rob, we're going to run some 12 personnel. Chip has done it before. We'll definitely get some looks with Mayer and Brock on the field together. Salute to Andy. Our two defensive tackles drafted will really provide great competition in the interior and possibly starting in certain packages or in case of injuries. Salute to Andy. Facts, bro. I'm excited about JJ. I want to see how that thing looks, you know, this season with you know, having him play some fullback, having him on that D-line. He's going to be all over the place, man. Salute to Wartime Raiders. Raider fans, buckle up. We'll be on the field. Thornton will play the Buckeyes D. Smith, bro, in this offense, fun to watch. I butchered that. Raiders fans.
Holla, City of Squalor.
He will be on the field. Thornton will play the Buckeyes D. Smith, bro, in this offense, fun to watch. Salute to my guy, Wartime Raiders on a $5 special. Salute to Dan. Jack Besh is going to be our Hines Ward. Genty's going to be sweeping around him.
Shit.
Oof, talk that shit, Dan. Talk!
Salute to Demon King in the building, too. What up, Jay? Hope you're doing well, bro.
So, who is your sneaky steal in this draft class? Like we can talk about Genty ad nauseum all we want. That's not even sneaky at this point. We expect him to be damn near an all-pro year one. Who's the most sneakiest pickup in this class that you think can turn some heads in year one?
I think it's a toss-up between, I would say, between Dante.
Okay.
And I'm so back and forth with these two, Tonka and JJ. I think it's a toss-up between those two.
Okay. Hey man, watch when Porter ends up being one of the top corners in this league. Just watch. I think he's gonna be a stud, and Dante for sure. I'm not even putting Besh in there. He's a second round guy.
Yeah,
and he's going to be playing a ton for us, you guys. And he was a big name going into this class. I know a lot of people weren't familiar with him, but if you watch college football, you know you're in tune with everything. Besh is a guy that is very, 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 very respected at the collegiate level. And I think most people see him translating at the next level. I think it's Porter, man. I think that 6'3", 6'4" frame, oh, man, he's going to be fun to watch. Salute to our brother Wasted. He says Cam and Porter. So, okay, so you really believe that Cam Miller's going to be a guy. Okay. Salute to Wasted. He says Porter and Thornton. Got you. And then Cap says Porter for me. Yeah, I agree. I just want to see. He said Cam will be a starter. Oh, yeah, Wasted's over here trolling, bro.
Troll. Lindenberg? Nah.
Ooh.
No.
Once again, he's a great in the run game. interesting to watch in coverage.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, you see guys all the time that they get better in coverage as their careers go on. You know what I mean? Once again, we talked about Robert Spillane coming over from Pittsburgh, being a thumper. Oh, that's all he is. That's all he is. And then next thing you know, he's getting pick after pick. So you just never know. You never know. Dan Wasted really got high hopes for Cam Miller, man. That's crazy.
Can't get ready to say get out of here with that nonsense.
Rose says, Tonka, I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Tonka's he's a stud, man. And once again, when you go look at his tape, you get a chance to watch what he does on film. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, I see people saying Tonka and Pagis. Like, yeah, I was torn between the two. I would say those three guys that I named before. I would say Thornton, Pagis, and Tonka. Definitely.
Touchdown Tommy, baby. Touchdown Tommy. I said it on Twitter the other day, and I'll say it again. Hunter Renfrow with Sonic the Hedgehog legs. That is touchdown.
I like
Tommy,
that,
baby. Oh, you made Caleb Rogers. My bad, way. So I'm like, damn, Cam Miller? I'm like, what the? I'm like, okay, like you got really, he's gonna be the starter next year? Like, he's gonna take Geno's spot? Holy shit. Okay, he meant Caleb Rogers. Got you. Now it makes sense. Oh, but salute to Hunter Renfrow as well, you guys. Got a job with his hometown team, Carolina Panthers. You love to see it. Yeah, he was signed by Yep, he was signed. So Carolina said, we want all the wide receivers.
Yo, my fucking cousin this dude has no idea how good he's had it over the last couple of years as being a receivers coach. So now he's got Tet and he's got fucking Renfro and other guys he's developed over the years. Like, holy
Tet,
shit.
Coker, Leggett, Thielen, Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr. Like, bro, like they have so many receivers. Like they are the Cleveland Browns of receivers of quarterbacks. Like the Browns said, give us all the quarterbacks. The Panthers said, give us all the wide receivers. But you love to see it, man. Former Pro Bowl guy getting a chance to, turn this into a success story, come back and playing for his hometown. You love to see it, man. Yeah, but I'm hyped to see it. I'm going to be rooting for him all year long, man.
Did Shiloh get drafted?
Yeah, undrafted went to Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Him and Will Shepherd. They both went to Tampa Bay. So yeah, man. And you know who his I'm trying to think the word I'm looking for because I'm over here drawing a blank. I haven't had my coffee yet. Mentor. Guess who it is? What receiver out there is a future Hall of Famer?
In Tampa?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is the coach down there?
No, I said wide receiver. What wide receiver is on his way into being a Hall of Famer?
Evans?
Yes. Mike Evans. That is his mentor. So he gets a chance to go down there and learn under his mentor in Tampa Bay. So that's kind of cool, man. You get to see Will Shepherd go out there and do his thing. Rich Lowe says Haji, Malik, quarterback too.
Yo.
I'd be shocked to see him play a snap. This fan base is full of Randy Quaid from Major League 2.
That's a fucking fact, bro. Bring out the pooper scooper.
Remember he switched up?
Yep.
Switched up like crazy. Switched up like crazy. Salute once again, man. Everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet. Make sure you get those likes up, man. Break your thumbs, all that good stuff, and hit that subscribe button. You guys got any more questions? Get them in. We're about to hit an hour here. Not going to be long. We weren't planning on doing this show for too long. But anything else you got on your mind, little bro?
I'm glad I was able to get home so we could do this because we've been talking about it for 2 days, and I was like, "There's no way I was missing this." But I got held up a little bit. But we're here, man. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy I was able to bring my insights, my thoughts on what I think was a phenomenal draft, courtesy of Brady, Spytek, and Uncle Pete.
I'll say outside of Genty, which is the easiest, I'll pick 3 players from the draft, 3 UDFAs. I'm excited about Besh, excited about Thornton, and I'm definitely excited about Porter. Those are my 3 guys that I'm really hyped about in the draft. 3 UDFAs I'm really pumped about. Melo Dodson, I've been talking about him for months over here. I do want to see if Ja Joyner can find a way, the edge rusher out of Minnesota, to make this roster as well. And then I ain't gonna lie, it's Jalen Walker, but I do want to see Haji Malik Williams make some noise at camp. It'd be fun to watch him.
Taysom Hill 2.0.
Hey man, it'd be fun.
I'm here for
it'd be fun to see. It'd be fun. Oh shit! And Zachary Franklin, another guy that I'm high on out of Syracuse or Illinois. My apologies. So to Brian, no news, Raider Jimmy. We're just talking about the draft. Brian says Tommy Mlette will be a Swiss Army knife. You can put him in space on screens. You can put him as an option QB with Jinty.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Salute to my brother Andy as well. I think Tonka and Melo Dodson, most don't know, but Tonka Hemingway also has a TD to his name as a fullback. I didn't know that. Shit. Andy with a haymaker. Let me see. He said Lynn Bowden Jr. ruined the Swiss Army knife picks for me. Yo, that's hilarious.
Lynn Bowden?
That is funny, bro. That's funny. Both sides of the ball, Taino. I'll start here with Zamir White. I think that he's definitely on the bubble. I know some people think that Dylan's not going to make this roster. I'm not one of them. I think that he brings a ton of versatility, can return kicks, can be a third down back for you, can provide a lot in the passing game. And I think that's what Chip Kelly wants to do outside of, his workhorse, Ashton Jinty. So I'm going to go with Zamir White, potentially being the odd man out in that running back room. I think Chris Collier is going to be gone as well if he's not gone already. We already got rid of Ramel Keaton, which
what about your client?
Oh, Sincere's going to be around. He's going to be around. He's cheap, man, and he looked really good in that 4 or 5 game span. So I'm excited to see what Sincere looks like healthy. You know what I mean? But I think he makes his roster for sure. But I'm looking. What else, man? What else we got? I think who was the kid that we picked up? Kyle Phillips. I think he's probably going to be an odd man out. I know he's very familiar with Chip Kelly, but once again, I said he was a camp body from jump. I don't think that he's going to make this roster. I'm trying to think, man.
AJ, I'm telling you now, I think Dylan is going to get a better look than he did from Antonio Pierce and that coaching staff. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
he's going to get a hell of a lot more reps this preseason.
I'm trying to think, man. If there's one player on that offensive line that I can think about that may
be on the bubble.
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there. Darren Munford. I like Darren Munford, and I think that he can be a rotational guy that can play in and out for you. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he's gonna make this roster. So wow. I don't know if it's a hot take, but Darren, he's a former 7th round guy. You know what I mean? He's not a foregone conclusion that he's gonna make this roster. So Q says Parham. I don't think they're gonna get rid of Parham. One thing with him is even if you need to, you can keep him around as that backup center.
Yep.
If you don't plan on putting him on the roster, you can put Parham as the backup center. So I think he's going to find a way to stay on this team. And, Cowboys are eyeing a Cooper reunion. So it looks like Amari is going to be back with the Cowboys.
Probably on a fucking cheap.
Yeah. It says there's building team interest in Dallas signing Amari Cooper. Eyeing return. And Cleveland just denied the 5th-year option on Kenny Pickett.
They have 6 quarterbacks on their fucking roster right now. Are you surprised?
No, not at all. Not at all. Give me some odd man out on the defensive side of the ball.
If you don't want me to say that,
go ahead, bro. What we doing?
I think Tyree's on the bubble right now, bro.
Yeah? I don't think you outright
tearing up right now, even saying this shit.
I don't. There's no.
I think Tyree might be on the bubble, man. Nah, Kuntz is on a 1-year deal. He's no.
Colts. There's no way. There's no way you get rid of Tyree that quick and that fast.
I hope not. But
I can see names like Matthew Butler, Joseph. I can see Charles Snowden.
Snowden definitely.
Yeah, not a Tyree.
Yeah.
Hey, for you to say that, I love it. Well, take him at 7. Take him at 7. Tyree's going to be the guy. I got a free flight to Texas off of Graph.
Yo, look at Andy. Trade
yeah, no, but
he's useless. Yo, guys, Nation, y'all have been watching long enough. This motherfucker still owes me a flight to Dallas.
Hey, let me say this though: you don't cut him outright. If anything, you try and go get a trade.
Try to do a trade and see if there's anybody that's willing to take him on. And I would say, draft pick wise, it would be high. You're not even getting lucky. You won't be lucky to even get a mid for him.
High, like as high as Jay Rader here with Bennett, Tucker, and Glaze.
What the? Hold on.
Jay Rader.
PSA, boys and girls.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It's too early, Jay Rader. It's too early, bro. It's too early for your shit. I haven't had my coffee either. That's why I've been babbling on. I think Jay Rader needs some coffee, man. You are tweaking right now. Ghost Raider, I think their plan is to keep Shador around to sell jerseys and sell tickets, and they move on from him. Honestly, I think Shador plays elsewhere.
Yo. What can we trade for him? What would we have to trade? What up, Chloe?
This kid knocks on my door all day, every day, bro. It's actually crazy. We see DCam low key on the boat. Nah, Q. Year 2, man. He's a big body corner, man. They shoot like he got thrown into the fire last year. He'll be fine. DCam will be all right. I think he'll make this roster. But he said collect Shador on the waivers. This is the thing, man. I think they're going to try and make it work, but I think that they're looking at this as an opportunity to make a bunch of money. I do. If they wanted Shador, they would have took him earlier. If they wanted Shador, they would have took him over Dylan Gabriel.
I still can't get over that. Like I was at work and they're like, "Yo, they drafted Dylan Gabriel." I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I saw when they took Shador, and I was like, "Okay, make this make sense, like ASAP." Yeah.
Oh no, their owner was smart. He said, "We're going to make a ton of money off this name. That's what we're going to do." I mean, look, bro. I don't even think Cleveland is even posted Dylan Gabriel yet. It's been all Shador Sanders shit on their Instagram and their Twitter.
And of course, people in the chat earlier like, "Oh, Hammer's mad we didn't get yours." No, I'm not.
Could you imagine this, bro? Could you imagine this? Look at this shit. They finally posted Dylan Gabriel. Finally, bro. Look at this shit. Look at all this Shador.
Yo, if I'm Gabriel, I'd be like, just get me the fuck out of here right now.
All that Shador. All that Shador. No, there's even more. Look, I can go down more, even more. There's just Shador all over the place. So it's kind of crazy, man. But if they wanted Shador over Dylan Gabriel, they would have took Shador over Dylan Gabriel.
And then the whole thing with the prank calls. Yeah. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, man. Well, hey, this is the thing. A lot of other kids were getting them too. I believe Tyler Warren got one as well.
Yeah, and it was from I think the Falcons D coordinator's kid.
Yeah, they were calling all kinds of people. But this is the thing. They happen every year now, and that's some hoe ass shit. But it happens every year. Let me see. Yeah, Rich Lowe. I don't think Isaiah Bond's even an option for us, bro. Ooh, that's the kid, Castro, the quarterback out of South Carolina.
I'll have to take a look at him this coming season then.
He is a stud, bro. He could be an option for us next year if we kind of shit the bed. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick, potentially a top 5 pick. He's a stud.
I don't see this team shitting the bed anytime soon. I don't see this team right now as it stands, and I'm very optimistic right now, but I don't see us being in that top 10 in next year's draft. I don't. Maybe not even in next year, like in top 15 next year.
I don't know who got Sebastian Castro. I know he went undrafted. Let me see. Sebastian Castro went to. Let me see.
Oh,
he went to Pittsburgh. That's a great pickup for Pittsburgh. Went to Pittsburgh. I like that kid too out of Arizona. But nah, I like the other kid out of South Carolina. He's a beast. But salute to everybody here in the building, man. Once again, we'll be live all week long. Once again, got 2 or 3 shows getting set up. So got some guests, got all that other good stuff. I'm kind of out of it today, man. I'm kind of tired. I was live for like literally 20 plus hours. I'm cooked, bro. My brain's still fried. He said Jack Jones to the Cowboys. Did it happen? Did it happen? I don't think that happened. If it is, if he's in Dallas, I'm linking up with bro. Let me see. I don't see anything about Jack going to Dallas. Oh, he said not yet. Dante Moore 2026 or Garrett News. I always butcher his name. The quarterback out of LSU. Is it Newsemeyer?
Newsemeyer.
Yeah, but appreciate everybody for pulling up. As always, you guys on the way out, wipe them feet. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Break them thumbs over at Hammer's channel. Also, follow us on all social media. Graphic Radar on Twitter, Graphic 916 on Instagram. Follow Hammer's House all over the place on social media as well, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. And salute to everybody that joined us for the draft. It was a long process. Appreciate you guys for being there every step of the way. You guys are the ones that made that show what it was, man. So salute to y'all. Anything you got on the way out, bro?
Nah, just subscribe, y'all. I'm about to go play with my new toy now. Now that we're wrapping this up, I'm going to go and finish everything else I need to do to it for the time being.
Oh, yeah. Hammer out there doing big things. Got him a new truck. My dog about to go out there and hit the streets.
Life is good right now, man. Life is better than it was around this time last year. So thank God. Thank God.
Love it, bro. Salute to the chat as always. We're going to get out of here. Love y'all.